Tribal Health and Human Services Department of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribes is proud to present Good Medicine, a program dedicated to the wellness of the Flathead Nation. The mission is summarized quite simply: a healthier people, a stronger nation. We will strive to make good medicine a reliable source of ideas and information about health issues so that everyone can make informed decisions about their own lifestyle and health care. You will meet health professionals, tribal government and spiritual leaders, and interesting people from the tribal community discussing important health issues that profoundly affect us all.
Hello, this is Good Medicine. I'm your host, Larry Pitts. Today we have two guests with us. Bob Camel is working for our summer feeding program. He is the coordinator and director of the food processing part of it. We have Denise Incashola, and she is head of transportation and getting people to and from the facilities. Guys, before we get started, is there anybody out in TV land you want to say hello to this morning?
Oh, hi, Mom.
Denise?
Just hi.
Hi, Tony, huh? You say hello to Tony, it's all right. All right, guys, summer feeding program. Bob, let's start with you. What is the program? I mean,
it's a continuation of the hot lunch and breakfast program during the school year. The meals that we serve, it's kind of a continuation of the school lunch program. Held in the summers. A lot of the kids that we feed, I run the lunch program at RLE, and a lot of the kids that we feed are free and reduced price lunches. And the thought was during the summer, we just make that available to them in the summer. It's a program that's open to anyone 18 years and younger, free of charge. It's a federal program, federal monies, so tribal members and non-members are welcome.
So do you think I might pass as 18 or under and slip in?
No.
No, okay, well there goes that idea. So I was thinking free breakfast before work, that'd be great, or free lunch.
The free lunch.
That's right. What is the main purpose of the program?
What is the main purpose of the program? To provide at least one well-balanced meal a day for children.
So this program, I mean, you nutritionally balance it. It's federally recognized that these kids are going to get a well-balanced meal when they come in here. And
yeah, they have basic meal pattern requirements, meaning we're required to offer in a lunch one half pint of milk. We're going to serve 1% milk because of the lower in calories and fat. A 3/4 cup of either a fruit or vegetable, a combination of fruit and vegetable. 2 ounces of protein and 1 ounce of bread. Okay,
so a pretty balanced meal, basically. I mean,
yeah.
What about those of us who are lactose intolerant, though?
Lactose intolerant? If they can prove to me with a doctor's note, we can substitute juice for it.
Cool. Hey, if you're lactose intolerant, it's pretty uncomfortable to get milk, and so it can't be a problem. How long does the program last? I mean, is it the full summer? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 10 weeks? What is it?
It's about an 8-week program. That's up to whoever's the sponsor. The Head Start is kind of overseeing the program this year. We decided on starting on Monday, I believe is the 23rd? 23rd and running through August 8th. Okay. The first full week in August.
Okay. Now, can you miss any time? I mean, is there any requirements on attendance and this kind of stuff?
No requirements on attendance. we're open, like I say, 5 days a week, with the exception of the 4th and the 7th, I believe, of July, and the 21st of July, from 11:30 until 12:30. Is when the lunch, we're open for service. As many kids as we can get to each site, we would welcome.
All right.
No requirements, no names. We just mark you off as you come in.
Just, you're feeding the kids.
Yeah, feeding the kids, and it's a program that's been around for a number of years. The tribes, SKC-TV, have kind of taken it under their wing. This is the 3rd year. But it's been available. I mean, the school lunch program has been available, or has been in operation for this is the 50th year that they've been providing hot lunches and breakfast for kids, and the summer lunch program has been available for a number of years.
All right. Denise, we'll get you involved in the conversation. You know, Mr. Camel gets going, and it's like it's the Bobby show, you know, it's pretty scary. So, where are the feeding sites?
Okay, we have 14 sites that we're going to be taking food out to. One is up in Elmo at the bingo hall. One is at the Turtle Lake, hopefully outside of Rivendell, and it'll be for the kids in Rivendell and the Turtle Lake residents. At the Two Eagle School in Pablo, the YMCA in Ronan, at the Peachy home site, the Woodcock home site, and the Clarice Paul home sites. In Charlotte, we'll be serving out of the fire hall right in Midtown there. At the Dixon Head Start down at the agency down in Dixon, we'll be serving. At the Longhouse in St. Ignatius. At the Arlee Head Start in Arlee. And then also with the Head Start summer programs we have going in Polson, Ronan, and Mission, we'll be providing lunch for those kids also. And the YMCA day camps will be providing lunch for them too. So we've got lots of kids we want to feed.
You got a busy schedule. Denise, how are you going to serve all those people? I mean, I know Mr. Camel here is cooking all the food up here at Two Eagle. Now you have to organize and get that food out. Is that what's
right?
going
We're
on?
using vans, Head Start vans and buses, and we've got drivers that are dropping off food to servers at different places, and then the drivers are actually helping serve at the end of their route, and then they turn around and go back through and pick everybody in the pans up and take them back. So.
Is there any need of volunteers?
You bet there is. I'm glad you mentioned that. All the sites, we have one server at every site, but we could always use volunteers to help those people serve.
So if mom or dad or auntie and uncle aren't doing anything, to come on down and you will get them directed and helping you, huh?
You bet, and it's a great opportunity for families to get together with all the kids and have a social time and visit and spend some time together and have lunch while they're doing that.
Okay, so somebody who might have just tuned in or might have missed when Bob was talking because they weren't quite sure what we were talking about originally. What time does this begin? What time does it end?
Almost all the sites are starting right around 11:30. We want to be exact to that as we can. We serve for 1 hour. We can serve up to 2 hours if we have. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have enough kids come that we had to serve for 2 hours? But we will be available and serve for 1 hour.
So Bob, would that be wonderful to have that many kids show up? I mean, do you have enough food ordered? A little bit scary, huh?
Yeah, they're going to have to give me 8 hours.
That's right. Run down to the local market and start buying, huh?
Yeah, we'll just adjust staff hours, or add employees as as the workload gets a little maybe a little more hectic. That's available. But like I say, we don't have any maximum number of students that we're going to or cut them off at.
Right. Is this a grant, or, I mean, where did the money come from?
The money, that's a good question. No. It's like I say, the summer lunch program is a federal program, and the monies come from the federal government. Okay. Reimbursement rates are approximately, for each meal that we serve, is a little over $2.02. And the federal government provides for a little extra money for administration, and which is like per meal it's like 22 cents, which it doesn't. I mean, it's not a lot of money, and Head Start or the tribe is picking up, whatever, we go in the red on.
Okay.
They've done that for the past 2 years.
Okay, so it's a gift of the tribe, basically,
Yeah.
at that stage. It's almost fits into my category of lunch because I try to keep my lunch $2 and under. So if we can give me that 2 cents, I'd be okay.
Yeah.
And how did Head Start get involved with this, Bob?
How did Head Start get involved in it? That's a good question.
It's actually number 8.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think it was delegated through probably the tribal council or the executive secretary, or I think the tribal council. Maybe I just appointed Head Start to do it. Social services had done it last year, and Irene Lake and her program had did it the first year. I'm not exactly sure what program she works with, but
Yeah, she's changed titles a couple times. So.
yeah.
Okay. Denise, how many people are truly involved with this summer lunch program?
Well, right now we're starting out, we have 19 people. And a lot of those are drivers and servers and kitchen help. And then Bob and myself.
Right. Drivers and servers. Drivers become servers and kitchen help as needed. So, I mean, you sound like you're running a pretty efficient program. I mean, I'm fairly impressed. What type of lunch is normally served, Bob? I mean, we talked about, you're trying to get getting a pint of milk and 3/4, whatever. What is a typical meal, though?
What is a typical meal? To the Head Start programs, we're going to be sending sack lunches to, like I say, the Mission and Ronan and Polson Head Starts. I believe it's 3 times a week. The YMCA day camps are getting sack lunches, but what's involved in their sack lunch is, either like a turkey and cheese, meat and cheese sandwich, or roast beef and cheese. Doing some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, just to mix them up. Cold cuts. Serving a milk and either a bag of chips or a cookie, and an apple, orange, or banana, or grapes, or like I say, the mayonnaise and mustard to go with the sandwich. Something along those lines. To the different sites that were provided meals to, we're trying to go more with cold food items, and maybe doing one hot food item a week, a casserole, spaghetti, or doing even like cheeseburgers, one day a week, probably on a Wednesday, and just like I say, adding the milk and fruit and a vegetable, and probably a roll or a slice of bread or a breadstick, something along those lines.
Now, is there a cost for a parent that were to bring their child there? If they wanted to stay and eat with that child, can they do that? Is that within the guidelines of the program or not?
Well, unfortunately, the program is for kids, and it's available, but it would have to be after all the kids have went through and have eaten first. And like I say, the tribe would pick up. It's been my understanding the past couple of years that the tribe has picked up those extra meals if it came to that.
Okay.
But we try to limit the number of meals at each site just for the kids that are participating. If we by chance have leftovers, then it would be available.
Okay. What do you do with the leftovers? If there's no one there to consume it.
Well, like I say, that would the number of meals we had left over is non-reimbursable to the federal government. The tribe would pick up the costs of each meal that was left over and would be available to send home.
Well, it's obvious that you and I haven't been eating those extra ones, so I was my own mind while we're just sitting here talking, was just starting to flip about some of the elders, this kind of stuff. There might be a process to have the young children take it to the elders.
Yeah, and that's definitely
possibility.
Yeah, possibility. But like I say, all the lunch program is reimbursed for is the number of kids 18 years and under that are fed.
Okay, Denise, tough question. Who are you?
Who am I? Well, I'm Denise Incashola. I've worked with Head Start for 17 years. mainly as a teacher supervisor for most of those years, and then as a manager for a couple of years. And summer times, whatever Jeannie needs me to do or wherever she wants me to go, Jeannie Christopher is our director for Head Start. And the contracts all have this little clause at the end of it that say other duties as assigned, and she likes to use that clause.
That's good.
And so I've been involved in all the different parts of Head Start, and you get me going on Head Start. I think it's a wonderful program, and it's one of the best programs on the reservation, and I fully believe in it and want to be part of it.
You know what I notice when I walk into the Head Start building is there's a lot of laughter, there's a lot of joy, and there seems to be everybody comes together as a family. How can that be helpful to our children?
Just to experience just that, the laughter. You know, laughter is so important, and just to show the kids how much love there is out there for them from all different places, and caring, and it's just all there.
You know, you radiate that, you know, Denise, and that's really neat.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's great. Now, Bob, here's the tough question. Who is Bob Camel?
Who's Bob Camel? Now, that's a good question.
A lot of people have been asking it. You know, it's one of my most famous writing questions.
What do I do?
And who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, it may not even be my real name. But well, what I do is run for the last 3 years. Did you know, some of the cooking for the summer lunch program programs. I've been involved in school meals for almost. This next year will be 10 years, working with kids in school meals. I definitely like working at a school, just because of the energy and enthusiasm of kids. You know, I like to think it keeps me young.
Yeah, I know, you're 75.
Yeah.
So.
I've been in the food business for, you know, going on, 15 years. I'm a resident of St. Ignatius. I've lived there for probably the last 6-7 years, or probably longer. I grew up in Ronan, the Ronan area, and that's about it. You know, my family, I have lots of family in the area, and hopefully you'll be a lifelong resident here.
Yep. Well, you seem to be. I mean, you're sort of like a lump on a log sometimes. But, you know, what I notice about you, Bob, I mean, we are friends, or at least I hope we are. And the thing that I've noticed about you is you really walk what you talk. And you believe in the children, the young kids. Talking to you at Head Start the other day, you know, your conversation about the feeding program and what it truly means, and you know, that affected me. I mean, it was important.
Well, I think it's one of the, you know, at least with feeding, hungry kids, or, feeding kids that may otherwise not get a nutritious meal during the course of the day in the summertime. You know, there's a lot of, lower income, families, in the community, in the area. And it's a concern, and that's just the main point of the program, is to, at least for one meal a day, the kids will get a fairly well balanced meal.
We're not too sure about the cooking of it.
Yeah, about the cooking. I don't know.
But we know it's balanced. That's right. Denise, who is truly the director of Head Start? You know, I mean, I see all these women around. They all seem to be wearing dresses or whatever, and they act important, and they laugh, and, isn't a director supposed to walk around with this sad face and this stern look? And who is the director down there?
Jeannie Christopher is our director, and you very seldom see a sad look or a stern face on Jeannie. She gets a lot of things done. She's a very busy lady. She works really hard, but she still knows how to have fun, and she keeps her staff in the same frame of mind most of the time. She promotes the family style atmosphere you were talking about. She pulls her staff together, and we have lunches together, and we spend time together, and it truly is like a family setting, and it's Jeannie's the head of the family.
Okay.
So.
And everybody has an important role.
You bet.
Do you guys see yourselves as being important in the Head Start summer feeding program? Bob?
Do I?
Yeah, are you important in it?
Of course I am.
How come?
Real important.
That's right. So you don't burn your food, right?
Yeah, it's just based on the last 2 years. I've worked out of Head Start this last week, and it was amazing to me that the amount of laughter and people saying hello and how you doing, and I wasn't used to that. Just a lot of laughter, and that's the one thing that I came away with. They seem to be really enjoy what they do. Or I think I'm important to the program just because of my expertise in working with in the quantity food service, and that's where I feel most comfortable is working in the kitchen and putting the food out. I know the first week or so it might be a little hectic, getting the routes and the serving times and the food out, but we will get it done.
Yeah. Well, the program seems to be expanding. I mean, how many sites do you have?
14, 15 counting the day camps.
15 sites. That's a huge undertaking. I mean, if you had 20 people in each camp, you're talking 300 people a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty quick. But that's what I'm looking at, and I guess when you start touching that number of children in a positive way, putting good food in front of them. Denise, you're orchestrating and pulling these things together on how to get the deliveries. The right hand definitely has to know what the left hand's doing. And how do you guys sit down as a group then, I guess, and look at this whole picture and try to troubleshoot? How do you guys do that? Do you guys do staff meetings or?
For the summer program,
Yeah, for the summer
staff?
program, yeah.
We had a meeting yesterday. We had everybody that we were getting together, and we all met yesterday and went through kind of the basics of the program and what they needed to do, and assigned people to different sites and where they'd be going. And then each day, the majority of the staff will all be at the Two Eagle School about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we'll get direction then too.
Is that where you're going to start to park those buses instead of having behind Head Start?
You bet.
Thank you, because that's where I park my van too. So it's always hard to try to find a parking spot back there sometimes. If somebody wants to get hold of you, Denise, for this program, who do they call?
They can call the Head Start office, and that's 676-4509, or the Two Eagle River School.
Two Eagle River School. They have administrative staff, I believe, and they have some, I think, summer. At least last year they had some summer school for the kids up there. So there's administrative staff there. The custodians still are doing their thing, and if people were to call Two Eagle, they'd be able to, get a hold of me in the kitchen.
And what would be some of the questions that they'd be addressing, I guess? I mean, what kind of things have you found people asking? The more questions we ask here, the more questions are being answered for the people out in TV land. So what kind of questions are addressed to you guys?
At least to me, during the end of the meal program last summer, there were a lot of people that still didn't, know about the program. A lot of people thought it was a program just for tribal members, which it's not. It's open to anyone. Okay. And that was the big thing. And
what about income level?
Income level, there's no guidelines.
No guidelines.
As long as you're 18 and under.
And hungry.
And hungry, you're able to participate in the program.
3-4 times a day. I guess that's always a problem. You hear about summer feeding programs, any type of program like that, and you think there's so many requirements, and you guys are just going out there saying, hey, we just want to feed people who are hungry.
Yeah, there's a process that administrative, procedures and rules and regulations, forms that have to be done and filled out, and that's been taken care of. As for the kids, they just have to show up.
What about if I don't like a certain food, and I don't want to come in when that's being served that day? I mean, it's something, I'm sure there's, broccoli, okay? My wife feeds me broccoli all the time, and I don't want broccoli. Do you have a menu that is done ahead of time so that we know, so I don't come in and waste food for you?
A menu?
A menu? That's exactly it.
No,
that leg spot up there, right, Bob?
Nothing, no. No, we've actually we've done a menu, and hopefully, by the first week of the program, we can get it published. I'm not sure if it's to be on the radio.
Right, we're working on, you know how they used to announce the school lunch program? During the year,
right, the
what they were
PSAs.
serving in the mornings, and we're hoping to do that with this also each day. So it'll be on the radio each morning.
All right.
And we're going to have some advertising in the Charcusta and hopefully in the Leader.
Okay.
And I'll tell about where the sites are going to be and about meals and serving times. And
Okay. Now the PSAs, will they be on which do you know which station, radio station? Will they be on KUR or KQ, or do you know which ones they have targeted on that, or?
no,
Okay.
I don't.
We won't- that's fine. We won't worry about that, because it's.
Yeah, we'll cut that part out.
Actually, what it's all about, what it really is all about, guys. PSA, which stands for Public Service Announcement. Roy Bickrane taught me that word. Because he was a smart man. From Dixon High School, and he's come a long ways in his life. He's pretty amazing, and runs everywhere, but that's okay. And so your program, let's wind it down here right now. Where are the sites again?
sites are in Elmo at the Bingo Hall, Turtle Lake in front of Rivendell, I hope.
Okay.
Two Eagle School in Pablo, YMCA in Ronan, Peachy, Woodcock, and Clarice Paul home sites.
Which are all in Ronan? Mm-hmm. Okay.
At Charlotte at the Fire Hall, at the Dixon Head Start at the Agency, at the Longhouse in St. Ignatius, and Arlee Head Start in Arlee, and then at the 3 Head Starts for their summer programs.
Do you know where those are at by chance?
They're at the Head Starts in Polson, Ronan, and Mission.
Okay. Now, where is the YMCA stuff going to be done? You mentioned that you're going to give them some of the stuff?
The YMCA day camps?
Right.
Well, wherever they're going to do their day camps for the day, they come
Okay.
to Two Eagle and pick up their lunches and take them with them
Oh, okay,
for
so
the day.
they don't have to worry about
Yeah.
come and pick their lunch up and go to the day camp. It's going to be at the day camp for them.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
But
guys,
al-
we're...
But also at the YMCA building in Ronan for
Mm-hmm.
the kids in Ronan.
Okay, so, like I said, it's a huge program. Tremendous undertaking, and but it's going to be a success. For people out there who are wondering, again, it is eligible for everybody. What is your phone number one more time?
At Head Start at
Mm-hmm.
676-4509.
All right. Bob, we can get hold of you at Two Eagle.
At Two Eagle?
If they want to know what the menu is, I'm sure you don't know what the phone number is, but they can find that in the phone book under Pablo.
It's
Betty knows the number.
675-0292.
0292. For the, Bob, you're so fast. You always say things quick, and it's.
You said I didn't know.
That's okay. That's all right. Well, guys, I want to thank you for being my guest today. And, I do have one more question. I want to know if those truly your faces that you have all day long, or is this your TV faces? And we're not going to worry about the answer for that. But, for those of you out in TV land, we want to thank you for coming aboard today. And we hope that you continue to watch the program. And if you want to use the feeding program, do get hold of these people. It's a great program. Thank you for your time, and good day.
Good Medicine is your program. We hope you watch this and subsequent programs to stay informed about your health care. And we'd like to hear from you about how we're doing. Please direct any comments or suggestions you have to us. You can reach us at